Hey guys, just left out of Aldi and Target. Those are the stores you're about to see. But I wanted to come on first and say you have a right to not have rights. You have a right to remain silent while I take your rights. Let's get into it. So, if you're thinking you don't need to stock up, you better think again. If you're thinking you're out of time, you better think again. You still have time. Get stocked up. Get prepared for all that's going down, and it's going down. Today is June 7th. We are 6 months into this year, halfway done. Fall is coming. Winter is coming. We need to get stocked up, and we need to get stocked up while these stores are filling their shelves with these past due orders that they had months ago. But be mindful when you're stocking up, because you don't want to get some food that is no good, because that's probably what you're going to find here and there. So get stocked up. Now, let's get into it for real.
Here's to the good days, here's to the sorrows. If this is a mistake, I know about tomorrow. I don't wanna fight no more, cause I don't feel the need no more, no. Just wanna make it stop. Maybe it's something in the water.
What's up, family? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are right now watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming back. I'm outside of the Lowe's. I have to go in and get some hardware cloth because I have an update on my chicks. They are getting their little wings in and they're fluttering around. So, I don't think that they can get out of the brooder, but better safe than sorry. So I created a frame last night. I'll put a clip of that in this video, and I did it myself. First time using the big saw, and I didn't even record it well, but I'm gonna show you what I got. And so now I got to get hardware cloth to staple or tack down to it, and that'll be my little cover for it. So that's the update on the chicks. And then in the garden, everything is going. I think the garden is something that will help you get to that I need to learn patience situation, okay? Because that's what's going to happen when you plant that seed. Don't think it's going to snap in there unless you're cheating. Not cheating. Unless you're buying starts, okay? And then you don't have to do all that wait period. But I did plant some more seeds, some snap peas and whatnot to go. Hopefully, eventually they will grow and be up on my arch of my cattle panels. And so last night, here's a fuel update. Last night, and we just talking, y'all. I'm not trying to lecture. I'm not trying to do any of that today. It's pretty much it's a feel good day. It's in the 70s. The breeze is blowing. Last night, we were headed to the truck stop, my husband and myself. And we passed the gas station. The gas was at $4.39. Yeah, the gas was at $4.39 the day before. So when we passed it, I always glance over there. I said, when we were coming up to it, I said, oh, let me get my phone out. And so I'm going to put a little clip of that in here. The gas had jumped up 20 cents overnight to $4.59. $4.59. You might as well make it a even 5, because that's where we are. That is where we are on fuel, and that's regular fuel. And when I said it and my husband saw it, he was like, oh my gosh, I'm dreading even, because driving to the truck stop, they have that huge love sign, and you can see it once you get a little closer to it. He was like, I'm dreading seeing what diesel is right now. But it hadn't moved. It was $5.84, I think, if you pay with credit or something. That's still high. So I just talked to him a few minutes ago, and I think he is probably in Atlanta or somewhere. And he was like, gas is $6.03 or $6.08. Either way, it's over $6 in Georgia. And I'm like, are you serious? And he was like, wow, what I'm gonna do? Now, we just had this conversation where I asked him, what are you gonna do? The gas prices keep going up. He's like, I'm gonna just have to keep rolling. And that's easy said, but when you're actually in it and dealing with the situation, how you handle it, you don't know. You don't know. But yeah, he will keep the wheels rolling, you know, because we got things, we trying to get out of debt. We trying to, you know, we have a child in college. We trying to keep him out of debt, you know, and not do loans. So we're paying for that. We're paying in whatever scholarships that my son can get, because we don't want him to be in the debt that we were in. And we're still getting out of debt from the crisis in 2008 when we had a child care center. And we ended up having to close that center because of this situation. Times are difficult right now, and it is really hard. I had someone leave a comment and said, well, how do I get the money to prep, to buy extra stuff? I can't answer that for you, to that person or anybody who has that question. I cannot answer that for your household. That's something, honestly, when I have questions like that, I don't look to ask other people for advice, because they're going to give you their experience, but you really need to have a conversation with the man above. And I'm just being serious on that note. When I'm struggling with something, yeah, I do want to talk to, you know, my best friend or one of my sisters. But ultimately, I need to be talking to the GOD, okay? Because that's where you're going to get the most clarity from. And don't expect the answer to be right then and there in that moment, but you'll see signs of what you need to do and where you need to begin. My videos, when I started doing them, is because I had that conversation with him, with God, and that is what I felt he led me to do, to be able to reach other people who might have been thinking like I was thinking, everything will be fine, you know, everything's good. But when 2020 hit, you realize it's not. And what do I do? Where do I begin? Yes, I watched a lot of videos. Those are helpful to give you tips and ideas. But you need to, when you're preparing and stocking up stuff, you need to begin where you are. And that is your home and what you need within your home. You may not need what I need in my home. So you don't need to prep what I prep. You don't need to prep what other people are prepping. Tips and ideas are great. And I ask you guys to leave them down below, because you give people another way to look at things, and maybe it can work in their household. But like I said, ultimately, you have to prep for your household and not go off of what other people are doing 100%. You can bounce off of it, but don't go off of it. So lists are great when people give you lists. I've given you lists too, and those are tips and ideas. But you got to create your own list, because only you know what you need in your household. And talking with people within your household to see what it is they need, and start prepping those items as well. And if you think you might have a family member that might end up at your house, you might want to do that too, because I do that for my oldest daughter, who has 3 kids, okay? And I watch, even if I don't ask them per se, what are you eating? What are the kids eating? Because, you know, some of our kids are picky. Well, at least, yeah, 2 of them are picky. And one of them, he's down for it, okay? Caleb is down for it. His birthday is Friday. And I ask her, and she tells me, or I just watch them when I'm around, you know, and see, well, they don't really like that, you know, and I try to pick up a few extra items just in case they have to come. You know, you don't know if weather is going to affect a certain area. We don't live in the same states anymore, sadly, but weather plays a part in it. And if something happens, and they have to come here because they, something happened to their home. I want them to be as comfortable as they can possibly be. And that's it on that. So I don't want to drag that out. But y'all, fuel prices are going up. So much is happening. It's almost like they want to take everything away. And I'm not going to blame people per se for everything that has been happening, but it looks a little coinky dinky. Some of the stuff that's happening, okay, from food, fuel, right? And now, the right to protect your home, the right to protect yourself, the right to protect your family, your home, and your preps. That has always been something that people have been trying to take away. I get it. I understand and I sympathize, and I am hurt by what happened to everyone who has died of that violence. But I don't understand how taking everyone's stuff away is going to prevent that. Because last time I checked, a person who is meaning to do harm to somebody does not care what the rules and regulations are. They're going to go over it. That's why they are criminals. That's why they do what they do. Because they don't care about anyone else's right to live, that they would take someone else's life. So, and I don't want to get deep into that. I'm not for them doing that. And the fact that you want to deem a 9 as something you need to take away or put extra taxes on, to prevent people from getting it, or just making it harder for people who mean no harm, but to protect themselves and their family, their home, and their preps. The next Joe does not care about my family, my home, my preps, myself. Okay? They want to get what they want to get. So everybody's in the game of taking things away from people. For one, crime is going to go up. Don't think that it's going to go down because you do that. It's not. It's going to go up because they're going to be like, well, they ain't got their stuff. They ain't got no boomsticks. We going to hit them up tonight. We going to get them. We going to get them. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't protect themselves. You got to be kidding me. If you think that the bad guys are going to play by the same rules that you want us to play by. And some of the same ones that are coming up with these, they have the same boomsticks. I have to watch what I say. They have the same boomsticks. Okay? I just don't get it. I don't get it. And it's not for me to get. But what I do know is you need to be preparing for every single thing that you can prepare for. Can you be 100% prepared for everything? No, I don't believe that anybody, no matter how many preps you have, no matter how many years you've been prepping and you want to brag about, oh, I've been doing this for so many years. Nobody cares when it comes to them coming in your house and trying to get what you got. Now they might got because what they thinking is, oh, they just prepping food. They just doing that. You don't know what people doing. Don't make the mistake and go to somebody's house unwelcomed, because that welcome mat gonna hit you in your forehead. Just saying. So y'all, let's go into the store. Continue to get what you need for your household. Stack it to the rafters, to the moon and beyond if you can, okay? And try to get a little extra if you can. I know everybody's budget does not allow for that, so just get what you can get. I'm not telling you to go out and spend thousands of dollars on anything. So the whole idea of where am I going to get money from, you got to figure out where you're going to get that money from, whether it means cutting back on something that you can go without, in order to get some extra preps, at least for a little while, then do that. I mean, I don't know what to say in that, but definitely prayer does work, but actions speak louder than words. So you can pray 20,000 times a day to God, but actions speak louder than words. He wants to see what you are doing so he can show up for you and fill in the spaces that you can't. Okay? So y'all take care. Let's go into, well, I'm not going to take you into the Lowe's with me. I'm going to take you into an actual grocery store, because I am going to go to Aldi when I leave here. And I will see y'all in the next video. So y'all, I'm just going to put my garden video and the chicken stuff in a separate video. I'll just put clips in this one, but it'll be a whole video for you guys at a later date. So all of the banana chips are gone. I don't see any apple chips. They have raisins for $1.09. Sunflower kernels and nuts, pretty reasonable price. Some gaps. They do have limit of 6 on their bread. Don't see any limits on their chicken, so that's a plus. This is the water section. I don't see a limit on any water. Eggs are $2.47 for a dozen. Milk is looking like this, $3.63. Their oil is still $2.95 for the vegetable oil, $2.98 for canola. That's all they have for sugar. That pallet right there, the first pallet, the second pallet behind it is the flour. The guy next to me is taking all the cake mix. They got some brown sugar in here though. Oh, this light brown. Yeah, it's light brown. So you have pork and beans for 73 cents. The big cans are $1.65. They still have kidney beans for 72 cents. Diced tomatoes for 72 cents. Corn for 50 cents. I don't see limits on it. Now it's the time to get it before they start slapping limits on it in here. Some Aldis have limits already, more than just bread. Okay, y'all, so now I'm at the Target. I wasn't in Aldi that long. It wasn't a lot to look at. They had a lot of empty shelves in there, a lot of empty spaces. But people were still in there shopping. That one guy, I don't know, I thought he was working there for a minute, the way he was loading everything into his cart, but he just kept getting, you know, so much cake mix and stuff. I almost wanted to ask him, but, you know, I'm gonna mind my business and go on about my business because it ain't my business. So let's go into the Target, guys. So Target, it had its good moments and its bad moments. The paper towels, toilet paper area only had small gaps. That is a plus. Please go out, get your items while they are stocking up these stores, you guys. Do not wait for the panic to set in, sorry. And then this little area here with the Kleenex, that of course was low. This is the toilet paper. They have toilet paper, but they have some gaps. The frozen area over here had a lot of gaps. So they have moved some items around because they are trying to turn the store into a super Target. The bread looked okay. They only had a few gaps. Of course, in the peanut butter section, you're going to see a lot of gaps because of the recall. Yet and still, they didn't have very many things to choose from. And the jelly was also low. This area right here with the mac and cheese was also low. It stays low in here for some reason. Did have some soup in there, just not a lot of certain brands. Then when it came to the sugar and the flour, they only had that small section along with the oils small section. The chips looked really drained over there, like give me a break. These cookies are ridiculously priced. I've never seen this before, that's why I took a picture of it. And this area, I guess, is supposed to be, it's usually where they keep their outdoor furniture and things like that, but I guess they haven't come in yet. Now, you know I had to go on the baby formula and baby food aisle. So there is still a shortage of baby formula. I don't know, how much more longer. I know they said 4 to 8 weeks, but come on, the shelves are still empty. Babies still need their food. Not just the baby formula though. What's going on with the baby food, like the bananas, apples, pears, carrots, those things? What's happening with that? I'm starting to see, and I've been seeing it for a while, just haven't mentioned it. They're looking a little low over there. Almost every store I go in looks low with baby food. So you guys, thanks for watching the video. I appreciate each of you for being here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video out. That is the best way to help this channel grow. I love you, but God loves you more.